So, Nico, I got a big surprise when I found out that you are a guest judge.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, when did you get asked? How did it come about?
You know what? There was like talkings about it last season. It was mentioned, but nothing was really confirmed, and I wasn't even too sure when they mentioned it. I was like, really? You sure? I don't know. I feel like I don't have that much to say. But finally, they asked again for this season, maybe like, I don't know, a month and a half or something ago, and I don't know, I wanted to try it. I wanted to give it a shot. I think that try it during the finals is a good way to start, to break the ice as a judge. It's not like the entire show relies on on me judging. It's just a little snippet of it. So, but it's fun. It's fun. It's a little awkward sometimes, but I'm getting past the awkward phase, and it's fun.
What parts of it feel awkward?
Well, just because I really was going through this exact same process. It feels like yesterday. It's only 4 years ago, but it feels like it was just yesterday. So I know how hard it is. I know what it is. I know you're never at the best of your capacity when you're here because there's all the stress and you kind of like psych yourself out of things and you're tired and you can't really warm up properly because you're always waiting and there's cameras and you're not always at this point of my life. I wasn't used to cameras so much, so it feels very invasive. So all that can shake you out of your comfort and your concentration. So I know all that. That being said, the audition process is the same everywhere. Auditions are not. I think the audition process is not perfect. It's got flaws, but it's still necessary. You need to audition people when you look for talent. So it's something that you have to go through for your entire dance career. So they have to go through it, and they have to be judged. And I think I stopped feeling awkward when I started seeing the comments that I give as information that I'm sharing with them, rather than trying to like break down all their flaws and diminish them in front of their peers and the camera. I think it's really just sharing information that worked for me and worked for other people that I witnessed and might work for them and maybe help them into going further and overcoming some stuff or getting better.
Yeah, so maybe an opportunity to give a hand up to people who are where you were, 4 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, and also it's funny because I'm up here and some of these dancers, I look up to them. I think they're amazing. I wish I could dance like that. So it's fun that after that, having to give them my comment, I still have this little voice. I'm like, who do you think you are? But I guess I have some knowledge that might be of help. So I try to share it with them.
What are the fun parts of doing this? The judging.
Well, that's a fun part, getting to get the feeling that you might be helping someone into becoming better or figuring something that they might be blocking on, or maybe little flaws that they have in their either dancing or performance that they might not be aware that they have. It's really a shame when you see a dancer that's an amazing dancer. Everybody agrees the dancing is amazing, the physicality is great, but we feel nothing when you're dancing because, I don't know, you're looking at the floor, you're shutting down, little things like that you're not always aware when you're the person dancing and when you're into it. So I think that's the fun part, getting to maybe pinpoint a little something that might help them go further. So that's fun. And I don't know, hanging out with all the judges is actually pretty fun too up there. I like all of them. It's great. And seeing the whole, it's the behind the scenes, but behind the camera, but all the crew and the whole So You Think family is a great one.
Yeah, for sure. It's I get that impression that everybody really kind of likes each other, and it's like a fun atmosphere to be in.
Yeah, except Jean-Marc. I really don't like Jean-Marc.
Well, yeah, he was telling me that he really doesn't like you either. So I guess the feeling's mutual.
I'm happy it's out.
They're seating you far apart, I hope. Yeah, opposite ends of the table.
They thought about it. We're already opposite ends of the table.
You get to be the other French guy on the panel.
Yeah.
Well, you have obviously had a lot more experience in front of cameras since you did this 4 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, I would think that that's a lot more comfortable for you now.
Yeah, I don't think about it so much. I managed to forget about the camera for most of the time now. when before I'd just be so aware of it, I'd be like, I felt trapped. I felt like I was like, what's that show, The Truman Show?
Yeah.
When he's always watched
when
everywhere.
When he's always being watched.
I kind of felt like that at the beginning, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
And you also find your moments of privacy and you enjoy them, and also I think I found the confidence of saying no sometimes when it's not like, rather than going and not being at my best or not being open and available for the people when it's not a good moment. It's okay to say no or postpone or something like that. And I think I have the confidence to do that now. As if when I got out of the show, I just thought I had to say yes to everyone. And at one point I felt really overwhelmed and found myself not having a minute for myself.
Yeah. But of course, you do have a lot going on.
Yes.
I mean, you and Win have your choreography company,
Yes,
which I'm sure is doing all sorts of projects.
It's growing, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's growing in a direction that we're really happy about. That's more that reflects our vision a lot more, rather than being hired to execute someone else's ideas. We just started creating our own stuff more and more, which is really, really fun.
Yeah, and I know you've got a movie coming out
Yes.
in Quebec.
A movie, yeah, that we shot last summer,
Yeah.
that I had completely forgot about, and now it's coming out.
Well, I had too until I happened to see the trailer, because I saw I think it was Pin Up Saints tweeted about it, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, I gotta go check that out. And I hear you've got a show coming up as well on I
Yes.
guess on the French
Yes.
CBC.
Yeah, it's with Radio-Canada. Really, really excited about that. It's a concept that Win and I have been working on, that we created in collaboration with La Boîte de Prod, which is the production company, and that we sold to Radio-Canada. And it's amazing to be at the real beginning, at the source of a project, because you get to execute your vision without feeling like you're imposing it on people that were there before. And you get to actually, like right now we're building the team, we're choosing directors and who's gonna work on it, so it's amazing to get to choose who you think is gonna be the most capable of making what you see in your head concrete and making it happen. So that's great. The show's called Ils Dansent, which is really straight up, they dance.
They dance, right?
It's a documentary series / variety.
That sounds different.
Format. Yes. So what we did is that we created a training program for guys only, catered especially to guys, because it doesn't really exist in dance. They have it in ballet. They'll have like special training for the guys, but it doesn't exist in any other dance genre, which is kind of funny because guys have completely different abilities and capacities than girls, and completely different limitations as well. So we created this program. The guys will train over the course of 13 weeks in contemporary and ballet technique and hip-hop technique, also to get all their bases down properly. And they'll have some floor work and b-boying and acrobatics. They'll have some theater. They'll have some singing lessons. So the documentary part of the show will follow their training and their evolution and the bond and the relation that's going to develop over the course of the 13-week between the guys. And of course, everything that happens in a dance room that people have no idea, because the idea came from, we always see the result.
Right.
But we never see the process.
Right.
And to me, the process is a lot more important and interesting and meaningful than the result. The result, everything looks easy. That's the job. You have to make it look easy.
That's true.
I think people are going to realize now what the life of a dancer is on every day, and the amount of work and dedication that it demands. So that's really interesting, that we'll get to see that really raw, shown beautifully shown, but it's not going to be softened or glamorized. It's going to be sweat and guts and and maybe blood and cracks
maybe.
and tears and joy and achievements. So I'm really excited about that. And then the variety part comes that every week there's a guest choreographer that comes in. So they're going to get to touch a really wide range of dance styles, from ballroom to contemporary to hip-hop to jazz to everything. Choreographers either from Quebec, Canada, or around the world. And over the 4 days, they have 3 hours a day after their training to work on a choreography piece. So we're not talking about something they have learned in a couple hours. It's actually a group piece that they would have worked for at least 4 days.
Right.
And we shoot it like a music video. So always in an urban location, so never in a dance studio. So it could be, I don't know, a back alley or a roof or on top of a mountain or in an empty pool, or you just try like, and you make it look really good and you shoot it like a music video. So edit it with a different visual treatment every time, and really showcasing the dance rather than showcasing a singer or a band with dancers in the back.
Yeah.
The focus really being the dancers. And if we have guest artists, it's going to be an equal collaboration between them and the dancers rather than a background dancer main artist relation. So that's what it is. And then at the end, because it's not a contest, we're not kicking anyone out, no one's winning, it's really about them overcoming the whole thing and growing through it all together. And at the end we're finishing with a big, huge, massive show with guest artists and dance from wall to wall, guest performance, and a big party.
It sounds good. I hope we get a look at it in English Canada at some point. I guess we'll.
Well, I might be talking out of my hat right now, but I think it's going to be aired on the CBC.
Okay.
Because there is French communities a little bit all around Canada.
All around,
scattered everywhere, and they would get to see it.
Okay. Well,
So
that
hopefully
sounds.
you'll get a chance to see it.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open for it. I think. Go to Quebec and see it. Yeah.
Go to Quebec. There's a live.
Yeah, you could come.
You should go make a road trip.
You could come for a taping or a taping of the performance. It's always on Friday.
That would be fun. I'll have to see what I can work out.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna stop now because I think you're probably due back in the studio.
Yeah, I think we have to watch you judge.
Yeah. But
I told you, it's never short. When I talk about a project that I like.
you could just go on.
You covered a lot of ground, though. You were talking about a lot.
We
of
did.
things.
We did. Well, Nico, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
That's another interview.
We'll
Project
we'll
in Belgrade in Serbia with young gypsy kids.
Well, I read a bit about that on your blog. So, well, we can talk about that. Well, I mean, I'll be seeing you during the season.
All right.
Don't worry, we'll have time. Okay.
You want to go to the movie premiere in Montreal, right?
Yes, I'm still trying to. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be no problem just trying to reach to the right person who's taking care of all that. But